Today has been one of the most mystical days of my life. So I just want to give you some flavorings for you to search on your own. Today I was opened up to the letter Ayin. Ayin. The number which is 70. It's also the 16th letter. This is the very important number here. I'm not going to go into it all now because I'm going to be talking about this. But the letter 70, the letter Ayin itself, is spelled Ayin, Yud, final Nun. So if we do the Gematria of this, Ayin is 70, Yud is 10, that's 80, and final Nun is 700. That's 780. That corresponds to what year we're in the year 5780. Strangely enough, as I'm doing this right now, it's Rosh Hodesh Sivan. Sivan is spelt Samek, Yud, Vav, final Nun. If you do the Gematria, you get Samek, 60, Yud is 10, that's 70, Vav is 6, 76, and final Nun, 776, plus it's 4 letters there, that's 780. So this revelation that I had right now on Rosh Hodesh, I had it on the last day of year, so to speak. It's a parallel. So the full yearness of the Ayin at 780 is going to be manifested starting now on Rosh Hodesh Sivan. And this is the culmination of the year of 780 and what it brings us into our lives. For me, it's a very deep issue because the Ayin corresponds with the Aleph. And one of the most mystical things I said about the word mole, mem lamed aleph, 71, and how I interpreted that as the Sanhedrin. And in certain Kabbalistic texts, exegesis of the Sefer Yetzirah, they have at the heart of the aleph an Ayin. And why? Because the Ayin is expressed as an I, and the I in the Phoenician alphabet, in the Sinai alphabet, is a circle. That I is a circle. And so it's in a certain way like I draw the Samak as a circle, but I draw the Samak as a snake biting its own tail. And that's really what the Ayin is. So this is a combination of the two. The two letters go together. The Aleph, the Ayin, that's 16. 16th letter. And what does 16 represent for us in Judaism? And I'm brought into the Aleph, the Ayin of the Shema. The Shema has that large Ayin. And that's the 0 that precedes the 1. Always remember that the 1 precedes the 2, but the 0 precedes the 1. So in a certain sense, the Ayin which sounds like Ayin. Ayin precedes the Aleph. And this Shema, this large Ayin, also corresponds to the Dalet that's at the end of at the Shema. And how does this compare to the Dalet, this large Dalet? Why? Because this Dalet that you see at the Echad corresponds to the Dalet at the back of the head, the knot in the head tefillin. And this Dalet at the knot of the head tefillin is written as a double Dalet. In some, and in mine it is. It's a double Dalet, which makes it like a mem, but it's a double Dalet. It's 4 times 4. 4 times 4 is 16, which is the Ayin, the letter of the Ayin. Dalet is 4. 4 times 4 is 16. That's the ordinal number of the Ayin, which is 16,000 amos deep. That's the depth of the deep, 16,000 amos. And that's where you get. When you perceive the Aleph as part of the Ayin, and that the Ayin is actually precedes the Aleph and is the goal, which is shown to you in the tarot card of the Tower. And this is a very big, deep secret. Maybe you should think for a few days, months, years, centuries, lifetimes, past lifetimes, that you have just heard in not so much code, the entire secret of the metaphysics. It's a deep, deep story. How the Aleph is the mouth, and the Ayin is the bris. Well, just to start.